Hello, this is my Physics 2 Lab 2 magnetic field of a bar magnet lab. So the main goal of this lab was to determine the magnetic moment of the bar magnet and the experimental magnitude of the bar magnet. We were also supposed to create the magnetic field of a bar magnet in a computational model using the magnetic moment found from the observational part of the experiment, and then compare the experimentally determined distance with the computed field at 45 degrees. And I didn't put my UMAG in here, but it's in my later presentation. But the main results were the UMAG. The experimental magnetic field was 3.04567 e to the negative 5. And the computational magnetic field was 1.5883. So some important concepts for this lab was the Biot-Savart law in the magnetic field of a bar magnet equation. This was my spreadsheet to keep track of the data for the observational model, and the assumptions that we made for this part of the experiment or this part of the lab was that the bar magnet can be treated as a magnetic dipole and that there are no other magnetic fields. In this part of the lab, we measured the distance from the magnetic field to the magnetometer or magnetometer, however you say it, based on the different magnitudes of the magnetic field in the x direction. So for my n value, I got negative 4.668. For my natural log of k, I got 1.5219. And then for r, I got 0.2976. And for my UMAG, I got 3.3622. So for the observation questions, when the magnetometer is far away from the magnet, it measures a near zero magnetic field in the x direction. That's true. For the second question, it's false. Third is false, and the fourth is true. So for coding, this is what my code looked like for the computational model, and these were the results. My net magnetic field in the experiment was 3.045567 e to the negative 5, but for the computational model, it was 1.5883 e to the negative 5. Some sources of error would be that if there were mistakes during the observational part of the experiment, the computational model could have been wrong, and then other magnetic fields in the area could have messed up the magnetic field of the bar magnet, hence messing up the results, and then also the inaccuracy of the magnetometer app could cause some problems. So what if in the experiment you oriented the setup so that so for the what if, the first what if question, what if you hadn't done the whole orientation thing that we did in the experiment, and had instead laid out your meter stick at some intermediate angle with respect to Earth's magnetic field? How would your results change? So yeah, the results would change, the numbers would change, but you would still be able to find the magnetic field of the bar magnet. That should be the same. And then for the second what if, imagine if you had two identical magnets. What if you redid the experiment, but instead using the single magnet, you used two identical magnets and stuck them end to end? So if this happened, then our results would just be doubled. The magnetic field would be doubled.